Welcome to the world of progressive politics, where the winds of change are blowing and the establishment is feeling the heat. In this video, we're diving deep into the recent Democratic primary in Michigan, where a left-wing insurgency has breached the walls of a critical swing state, forcing a reckoning about the party's direction and leadership. So, buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride through the political landscape of the United States. First things first, let's talk about the man who made this all possible. Abdul El-Sayed. Standing before the iconic spirit of Detroit, El-Sayed channeled the spirit of Muhammad Ali, declaring, "We shook up the world." And boy did he. With a bold progressive agenda of universal health care, halting military aid to Israel and sweeping campaign finance reform, El-Sayed delivered a knockout blow to the Democratic establishment, defeating the establishment favorite, U.S. Congresswoman Haley Stevens. But what makes this story even more fascinating is the context. The past decade of U.S. politics has been dominated by the right-wing populism of Donald Trump. However, left-wing populism has been running on a parallel track since Bernie Sanders' outsider campaign for president in 2016. And now, with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Zoran Mamdani, and others, the progressive left is making waves across the country. What's really interesting is the driving factors behind this shift. Frustration with Trump, the cost of living, corporate money in politics, and the ongoing conflict in Gaza are all playing a role. In Michigan, which has the highest percentage of Arab Americans, El-Sayed accused Israel of committing genocide and built his campaign around a demand to end unconditional U.S. military aid to the country. This positioned him directly against Stevens, who defended the U.S.-Israel relationship and benefited from massive AIPAC spending. Now the question is, what does this mean for the Democratic Party? Well, in my opinion, it's a watershed moment. The left-wing populists have proven that they can win elections outside Democratic strongholds, challenging the myth that they're just a niche movement. But it's not just about winning elections. It's about the bigger picture. The Democratic Party is facing a reckoning about its direction and leadership, and the left is demanding a say in that reckoning. One thing that immediately stands out is the role of Donald Trump. He's rattled the old orthodoxies that prevailed in U.S. politics for decades, and his radical program has provoked an earthquake within the Democratic Party. But it's not just Trump. It's the broader context of right-wing populism and the failure of the establishment to deliver for voters. As Matt Duss, a former foreign policy advisor to Bernie Sanders, puts it, voters are fed up with an elite establishment that is simply not delivering for them. Now let's talk about the future. The true test of El-Sayed's viability will come in November when he faces Mike Rogers, a former Republican congressman, in a race that could determine the balance of power in the Senate. But even if El-Sayed doesn't win, the progressive left has already made its mark. The Mamdani effect has swept through Colorado, Illinois, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Washington State, Wisconsin, and Washington, D.C., and the message is resonating across the country. In my opinion, the Democratic Party is at a crossroads. The centrists are struggling to articulate the causes of people's problems, while the progressives are calling out the corporate class and the corruption of our politics. But even as they recognize the ground shifting beneath their feet, progressives warn that centrists are not likely to surrender the power they enjoy without a fight. As Norman Solomon, director of Roots Action, puts it, one might say that hell has no fury like corporate Democrats scorned. So where does this leave us? Well, in my opinion, the progressive left is on the rise, and the Democratic Party is facing a reckoning. But it's not just about the left. It's about the broader context of political populism and the failure of the establishment to deliver for voters. As Joseph Guy Varghese, executive director of Our Revolution, puts it, you're seeing a maturation of the progressive movement. You're seeing the infrastructure that's been built over a decade come into play. In the end, the question is, can the Democratic Party reconcile its two wings and function as a governing majority? In my opinion, the answer is yes, but it won't be easy. As Donna Brazile, a political strategist and former interim chair of the Democratic National Committee, puts it, the question is, can two different wings of the same party function, unify and function as a governing majority if the Democrats win the majority? So that's my take on the Democratic primary in Michigan and the broader context of progressive politics in the United States. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Thanks for watching.